And so again, like I put in the little immunity pondering in the magazine. So now I see I'm looking really dark right now. Let me close the blinds because maybe that's what it is. I can figure it out when I'm like, see now I'm lighter? The trifecta for well-being, of course, is rest is the most important one. Nutrition and movement. These three is a balance between those three. We can't exercise ourselves well rested. So finding a balance in all things. When we move in yoga, the movement practice, it is, as I talked about earlier in the week, it has one purpose. It is opening up the nadis, the energy channels in the body, promoting free flow, because we know that stagnation equals dis-ease in all things. You don't want stagnation in your cardiovascular system. You don't want it in your digestive system. You don't want it in your respiratory system. We need flow, and that's what we promote. When there is too little flow, that is the tamasagans or the gunas. We have lethargic and inactivity, where also the emotional state of depression resides. On the opposite side, the rajasic, we have activity that can be too much. We have flow, or so what I'm looking for, mobility. But this is also where anxiety resides, because there's too much activity. So in between these two, we have sattva, which is the balanced state. And yoga is a system that brings us into balance in our bodies, in our minds, and in our spiritual self, if we want to. So it is an invitation, but there's never any force in the practice. All we have to do is to show up and see what happens. So as you sit today, a comfortable seat, sensing your body, letting your sits bones root down, and let there be a lengthening upward. So we have the heavier energy in our legs and pelvis right now, with lighter energy upward. But you may find that there is a lot of energy in your mind right now. So let your mind become quieter. If you fidget when you sit, again, that would be the rajasic energy. So how can we become more still and more grounded? The breath is often an easy way to connect body and mind together. So with a comfortable seat, we can sit in a balanced state. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Yoga is a steady and comfortable posture. Let the breath be easy and smooth. Breathing into your belly and out of your belly for the diaphragmatic breath. Invite the in-breath and the out-breath to be about the same duration. This breath, the diaphragmatic breathing, is a very cleansing breath. It removes toxins from our body, from our lungs. So just allow your mind to ride the waves of the breath. When the mind wanders off, and it does, invite it back onto the breath. And then after the next exhalation, if your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them. We'll take the legs out in front. Seated staff pose. Press the thighs down. And then come all the way onto your back body. So reclining in a sloppy shavasana for starters. Just letting the arms rest alongside your body. And again, take a moment and sensing your body. The body as it touches the mat. And then also on the inside, what sensations are there in your body right now? Do they have the qualities of either inertia or activity or balance? So we use the yoga practice to bring balance, again, like I said earlier, to the body. Baxter's vinyasa, let's take the arms up overhead. It's a great way to add a little fluidity and mobility. On the out breath, let's hug the right knee in. Take the chin to the chest. Inhale, take the right knee to the side. Left arm goes to the left. Exhale, taking the left hand to the right knee, and we twist. Inhaling back to center. Extending up through the right foot and heel. And exhale, hug the knee back in, chin to chest. And inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, left knee, hugging in. Inhale, take the knee to the side. And we take it across. Inhaling to center. Clasp the hands behind the thigh. Press up through the heel. Exhale, hug the knee back in. And inhale, full body stretch. So this being the second Tuesday of the month, that means it's all about the hips, pelvis, and low back. Exhale, right leg again, hugging in. This sequence, take the knee out to the side, half Baddha Konasana, bound angle, we take it across. It's great to invite in the fluidity of the hips. Take the leg to the sky, hug the knee in, and we stretch out again. Again, left leg in, to the side, across, twisting. Inhaling to center, press up through the heel. And exhale, draw it in, and inhale, full body stretch. One more time. I'm gonna watch you now. Draw the right leg in, knee to chest, chin to chest, take it out to the side. And invite it across. Back to center. Clasp, press up through the heel, looking good. Hug the knee back in. Full body stretch. And left side. Finishing up on the left. Hug the knee in. To the side. And across. Back to center. Drawing up through the heel. And last, hugging in. Full body stretch. Well, let's take the arms back down. Pausing. So notice how your body feels now as it rests on your mat. Maybe you feel a little bit more circulation, a little bit more aliveness. Every time we draw the knee in, arms overhead and down, the great lymph portals in the armpits and groins are getting a squeeze and a little send on. So it helps keep our lymphatic system, our first responder, really on. I think that's wonderful news. Let's bend the knees up. And let's take the right ankle across the left thigh. Right ankle across the left thigh. Take your left heel in as close to the tuchus as you can. Draw your right knee away from your right shoulder, but keep the pelvis still. So you can place your hands on your pelvis, your hip bones. Pelvis bones is a better way of saying it. As you just draw the knee towards the shoulder and away from the shoulder. Let's go back and forth a few times, deepening the external rotation. Also working on the lymph portal or lymph gate, I should say. We have a big station of these four junctures, hips and armpits, but we have them throughout the entire body. Now, keeping the knee down and away from the shoulder, so it's much external rotation as is available to you. Draw the low back towards the floor, and we take the left knee in, and we place the foot back down. Exhaling, draw the knee in, and then releasing down. So I'm not using my hands, just using my legs. Drawing in, releasing down. Keeping your right ankle flexed. Keep the right ankle flexed. And also check that your left knee tracks straight up, that it's not crossing over the body, but straight up. Now, next time you draw the knee in, let's take the leg to the sky. Left leg straightens, point the toes. And then bend ankle and knee and release the foot back down. Exhaling, we draw the knee back in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then inhaling, the foot comes down. So not a big, hairy deal. Again. Exhaling, draw the knee in, straightening the leg, point the toes, exhale, bending, and releasing down. Keeping the low back moving towards the floor as you take the leg down or bring the knee in, so that we're not coming into an arch. We're going to do it one more time, and we're going to add a little variation. Point the toes, flex, releasing down. Place the foot, you're about centered. Your left foot is centered. And then inhale, lift the hips. So one-legged bridge pose. Exhale, lower back down. Taking a breath in for nothing, and then exhale, we draw the knee in again. Inhale, straighten, point the toes. Exhale, bending, releasing the foot down. And on an in-breath, we lift up again into our one-legged bridge pose. Releasing down. One more time, exhaling in, straightening, bending, releasing down. Now this is our keeper, so as you inhale, press up. Keep your hips lifted, both of them, flexing your right ankle. Hug the hips together, hug the hips together. Lift the hips, lift the hips. I know this is a little challenging. And exhale, lowering down. Whew. Let's release. Switch to the other side. So we began by just getting a little bit more external rotation. So lowering your knee, your left knee towards the floor or away from the shoulder, whichever direction makes more sense. And just let it soften back up. You're using muscles here, so no, don't force with your hands. So your right foot is on the floor, right foot is on the floor, and you're just moving the left knee up and down. Left knee moves up and down. Again, keep the foot flexed. Now take a breath in for nothing, and as you exhale, let's pull the knee in towards the chest and just lower back down again. Exhaling, coming in, and inhale, lowering down. So true range of movement is what we can execute without having to pull with hands or straps. A mobility that's inherent without force. That's true mobility, and I like that. Let's take the leg to the sky, point the toes. Exhale, flex knee and ankle, lowering down. On the exhalation, we draw in again. Point toes to the sky, straight leg. Point the toes, exhale. Flexing knee and ankle, lowering back down with control. Again, exhaling, pulling in. Point the toes. Flex, lowering down. I know we got to do the bridge one because it is so good. So let's do one more round. Pull the knee in. Point the toes. Flex. And inhale, lift. One-legged bridge. Exhale, lowering down. Breath in for nothing. Exhale, pull the knee in. Point the toes to the sky. Flex knee and ankle, lowering down. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, down. One more time. Coming in. Point the toes. Flex, lowering down. And lift. So this is our keeper. Hug the hips together. Hug the hips in towards one another. And breathe. Breathe. So the energy in this pose right now, very Rajasic. A little prickly. Not cool and soft or easy. That's all right. We need both. Exhale, lowering down. We need both. Release the legs. Feet hip width apart. Bridge pose. Let's inhale and arch the low back. Exhale, flattening. And then lifting up into bridge pose. Exhale, lowering down vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, rolling over the sacrum into the arch. Exhale, flattening. And as you flatten, don't just hollow out the belly, but draw the pelvic floor up, the bottom of the basket, providing stability for the hips and the pelvis, lifting up. And then coming down again, vertebra by vertebra. That may take more than one breath. So wait for the in-breath into the arch. We're going to come up one more time. Flattening first, pressing up. This one here, rolling the shoulders under. And then either hold on to the mat or bend the elbow or interlace the fingers. So the four corners, 2 shoulders, 2 feet. Connect with those. Those are your center, where you bring balance to the pose. Squeeze the buns and lift, lifting. Breathing. So keep the mind in Shavasana. Cool and balanced. Lifting the heels. Lifting the heels. Is there a little bit more height to be had? Squeeze the buns. Let the heels come down. Heels comes down. Release the hands. And we come all the way down. All the way down. Let's take the legs long. Observe your body resting. Your breath. Maybe it became a little deeper, a little fuller from the back end. The mind, maybe it got a little bit of energy jolt from the back bend, deeply energizing. Taking the right ankle across the left thigh, right ankle across the left thigh. So again, external rotation. Let's take the hands to the sky. Bend up the knee a little bit. Your left knee, that would be. Bending up the left knee. And then lifting up. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. And then lower down again. Full body stretch, not full body. Take the arms overhead, keep the legs where they are. Let's do that again. Take the arms to the sky. Little sit up. Head and tops of the shoulders are lifting. And we lower all the way back down with the arms and head. Now press the heels down. Take the legs long, but keep pressing the heel down. We're going to take it all the way up this time. Hands to the sky, rolling all the way up. Take the hands down behind. Bend up your left knee. Bend up the left knee. So my right ankle is across the left thigh. And I decided the intention to be here by the elbows, how straight they are, and also how close I have my left heel. Now inhale, lifting the heart, straightening the elbows a little bit. And you get a little bit more sensation in the outer right hip. And wait, there is more. Lift the heart, lift heart. If you have a shoulder thingy, keep the tush down. If your shoulders are just very fine, thank you, lift the hips. into this three-legged reverse table. Lift the hips, lift the hips, lift the hips. Look at the hips. Are they the same height? Are they the same height? And we lower down. Lowering down. Take the legs straight again. Take the arms forward. And we travel all the way back down. Vertebra by vertebra or straight line from a couple of weeks ago. Take the arms up overhead. And we're going to switch to the other side. Cross your left ankle across. Bend the knee up again. Bend your right knee up, flex the left ankle. Let's take the hands to the sky and lifting head and shoulders. So it's a little bit of a curl up. Just a little one. And slowly lowering down. Do that again. Let the arms draw to the sky, then forward, lifting, then lowering down. This time we're going to take the leg long. Take the hands to the sky, lift the head, lift the shoulders, and up we come. Let's take the hands back and bend up the knee again. So drawing the shoulders back, really connect to the hands, draw the shoulders back, connect to the hands. Keep your left ankle flexed. And then how close can we get the shin to the chest? So a little outer hip work here. Lift the heart, lift the heart, lift the heart. And maybe the hips, maybe the hips, maybe the hips. Lift, 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 lift. Squeeze the hips together, just like we did in the one-legged bridge. Squeeze, lift, and lower down. I know. Take the legs long. Dandasana. Seated staff pose. Grounding, rooting, lifting. Take the hands down. Tabletop. Tabletop. So come onto all fours. I'm just going to do my little COVID hair adjustment here. And so after 8 months, I'm going to have my haircut cut on Tuesday and my hairdresser is sick. So I'll just wait another 8 months. What the heck? It's just hair. Cat and cow. Rounding as you exhale. Arcs on the in-breath. Draw the chin forward. Exhale. Round. Inhale. Arch. Chin stretches forward. Little underbite. Exhale, round and go back to child's pose. Inhaling, coming back up into cow. Exhale, child's pose. One more time, cow. To neutral. Lift the belly towards the spine. Really commit to the hands, committing to the hands. Take the left leg back, place the toes on the mat, place the toes on the mat. Press the toes down. So toes are tucked under, not tucked under. They are in the flexed position. From here, lift the leg. So our spinal balance. I know this one very well. Great for the sacrum. From here, we're going to work on that external. Draw the knee so that they hang side by side, and then lift for fire hydrant pose. Lower down. and lift again. Go back and forth. Keep the weight even in your hands. Weight even in your hands, which is a little challenging, I know. Lift and lower. Lift. Now let's hold it up. Hold it up. Straighten the leg at the top. Straighten it straight out. And take it down. Let's take this one back to child's pose. Let the hands get a little rest. Waving them about. And I say, we just need to get on with the other side. So let's come up again. Draw the belly button to the spine. And this time the left foot goes back. Left foot back. So this is a great one. You can do it also standing with your hands on the chair, on the A chair, because if it's uncomfortable to be on all fours, but it's so good for the back. Good for the back. So keep the hips lifted. Now lower the knee so it's about the same height, and we take it up to the side and down and lift and lower. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. So that was 4 and 5. I know you're starting to wonder, how long are we going to go? 6. Just a couple more. 7. This is our keeper. 8. Now straighten the leg, straighten the leg. Lift, straighten, lift. And bend, take it down. Woo. Rounding the spine, back to child's pose. And then let the forearms come down. Let the forearms come down. So we're going to give the wrists a little break. Coming up with the elbows over. Elbows over. Elbows under the shoulders. There, that's what I'm saying. Because here's dolphin pose. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips. Lift the hips. Lift the hips, lift the shoulders. Maybe walk the feet in a wee bit. Maybe walk the feet in a wee bit. Lift, lift, lift. Head does not touch the floor. Lift the hips, lift the shoulders, lift the hips, lift the shoulders. And exhale, lower back down. And rest in child's pose. One more time. And then inhaling, let's take the hands under the shoulders. We're simply going to transition into standing. So either traveling through downward facing dog or simply take one foot up to the hands, take the other. Take the hands to the hips. Ground through the heels and then inhale, press all the way up. And here we are, Tadasana. Tadasana, the energy in mountain pose is sattva, it's a balanced. There's no effort. Yet we stand, we're not collapsing into a puddle. So not too much, not too little. Effortless ease is what is sometimes referred to. Child's pose is tamasic. Every forward fold is a calming pose. Every back bend is an activity or energy-inducing pose. So we use our poses, we balance the practice by going back and forward so that the practice holds all of the elements. So everybody, ideally, gets something that they need. So in mountain pose, relaxer is a great friend to play with here. With the feet as close together as is comfortable for you. And if you know balance is a little, sometimes friend, sometimes foe. Being close to a wall may be beneficial, standing with your back against a wall. So we did back side on our back. Now let's do a standing. Inhale, we'll take the arms up. Exhaling, hug the right knee to the chest. Inhale, take it to the side. Exhale, twist. Reach the arm back behind. Bring back to center, hands under or behind the thigh. Press out through the foot. And exhale, hugging back in. And inhale, tall mountain. Exhaling. See, that was a piece of cake, right? We should do the other side. Inhaling up. Exhale, hug left knee in. Inhaling to the side. Exhaling, twisting. Back to center, hands behind the thigh. Press out through the heel and exhale, hugging back in. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhaling, hands down. We should do that one more time. So if you're feeling, well, really lethargic, this pose standing, the sequence standing, may be a better option if you need some energy infusion. But if you're just plumb tired, well, the supine might be best. Let's do it one more time each side. Exhaling, hugging right knee in again. Inhaling to the side. Exhaling, twist. And then hands clasp, inhale, press out through the foot. Exhale, hugging back in. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhaling down. Last one, inhaling up. Exhale, hugging in. Inhaling to the side. And across and twist. Hamstring event. Clasp the hands. Maybe the leg doesn't stretch all the way across or out straight. Doesn't matter. Hugging back in. And inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, Tadasana. Good job, guys. This is challenging. Remember posture and balance, those two things we want to work on for aging well, according to Lauren Fishman, and I do like his methods. Now let's play a little bit more with the figure 4. So bending the knees, we know Utkatasana, my feet are together, I can squeeze the legs together. You may like a block between the thighs, but have something that you can move in against and get that sense of consolidation inward. And here, taking the arms up, take the arms up. Bend the knees, bending the knees. Reaching up, reaching up. Sitting down, sitting down, sitting down, sitting down. And then inhale all the way up. Release the hands down. Now just watch this next one here, because I'm going to give you 2 variations. If you have a chatty knee, I want you to be super careful. Super careful. I think your best view is from the front. There are 2 variations. One is to protect the knee, and you're not going to come down as deep. You're going to keep my feet down, kind of like what we did in the tree pose last week. Second variation, take the leg across. This is my figure 4. And from here, as we sit down, we'll take the arms up again. Now again, your foot can be down for support. So be a good steward of your body part. We're going to take this into warrior 3, which makes me go through the window. So releasing and then take the leg back. So let's see what happens. from Tadasana. So I'm watching you. Bending the knees. And then let's take the right leg in front. So either cross it in front so you're more shin-shin, not chin-chin, or ankle across the knee. Now let's take the arms up. We sit down in this one-legged. So your standing leg holds it all. From here, slowly straighten the leg so we can release. Shoot it back behind you. And take flight. Take flight. Reach the hands back, reach the foot back. So all balance starts at the center. And then from here, inhaling, we are back in mountain pose. Back in mountain pose. Rajasic, a lot of energy in that pose, I know. And then we do the self-beating, which is just needless energy. I suck at balance. Just let that go. Don't matter. Don't matter. Other side. Bending the knee. So you bend your standing knee a wee bit, tracking over the second toe, and maybe take your other leg into the figure four. So being very kind. Coming into the depth that's available to your hip. Taking the arms up. From here, straighten the knee enough to shift the leg back, shoot it back for warrior three stance, warrior three stance. Taking flight. Good save, Sally. And inhale, tall mountain. That was a 10, for sure. Take the hands to the hips. Stand sideways on your mat. And then walk the feet wide. Walk the feet wide. Kick the heels in. Kick the heels in. And with the heels kicked in, again, just peek down at your knees. Are they tracking over the toes? Knees are over the ankles. Knees are bent and over the ankles. Bent and over the ankles. With the feet or the knees tracking out over the second toe. So this is also known as goddess pose. I think it's safe to say this is a rather new pose to the yoga practice, but it's great for hip strengthening. Inhale, straighten the knees, straighten the arms. And exhale, sitting back down. Embrace your inner goddess, gentlemen and ladies. Inhaling up, Shakti. The female energy of the universe, that which gives birth to all creation. So creative energy is Shakti. What do you want to bring in to your reality? Inhaling again. It may just be a really nice lunch and you can already taste it. Last one, this is when we're going to hold. Bending the knees. Shoulder blades moving together on the back, four corners of the feet, four corners of the feet. Again, this is a pose with some heat, some yang. This is obviously Rajasic energy. Inhaling up. Take the hands to the hips again. Kick the heels out. Kick the heels out. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me for Prasarana Padottanasana. Bend the knees a wee bit. Inhale, lengthen up through the front spine. And then hinging from the hips, drawing forward, drawing forward. Take the hands right under the shoulders. Walk the hands forward, forward. And then straightening the knees to the degree that your hamstring allows. So this is tractioning the spine. Traction the spine. The thighs are pulling the spine in one direction, but the hands are creeping forward. Tractioning. Powerful legs. And we walk the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to toe heel in. All of the way back together. Let's come all the way up. I know. Turn on your mat so that you're facing the long way again. And we're going to travel down onto our back. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. Of course, everything should be fun. Step your feet a little bit apart. I'm going to turn, so I'm a little bit wider than hip width. A little bit wider. I'm going to take the hands to the hips. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, fold forward. The knees can bend. So the hands can come down to the floor or blocks. Now bend the knees and come into the squat. Bend the knees and come into a squat, malasana. So my heels are up. Sometimes I can wiggle my feet a little bit wider, and that will help my heels come down. The wider the knees go. Thank you, Sally. Yes, happy baby pose is the same thing. So if this is not your happy place, come onto your back and enjoy this pose. Because for whatever reasons, knee thingies, back thingies. But this is a great pose to strengthen your ankles and lengthen the back. Reach the arms forward. So garland pose, malasana. Turn the palms out and then swim the hands back and catch your ankles. And there's a wonderful photo of Mr. Iyengar doing this pose where his forehead is just resting on the mat. And I am just a wee bit away from that. Yes, one more breath. And now we'll release the hands forward. Walk the hands back. And we're going to bring the church down and come all the way onto our back. And join Sally for happy baby. Catch the heels. And then rock from side to side. Rocking from side to side. Let's draw the knees in. And bring the feet down. Last pose, but pretty carny, with or without support. So if you have a block, I would like you to use that. I do have my block right here. One or two. So watch just for a second, because this is where sometimes things go a little awry in this pose. Whether you use blankets or block, the key is to get them up high enough. When you support the sacrum, if I'm down too low, I'm going to slant across the pelvis. I want the sacrum well supported. So when I take the knees up, I maintain a flat belly. So there's a lift across the chest. Now, how high I want it, that is up to me. The higher the pose, the more back bend I will get. This is just a very, very happy place to be, and a powerful pose for healing all that ails. This pose is mentioned in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So let's come into the pose. Let's come into the pose. Choose it with support or without support. You can have the legs straight up. Again, let there be a sense of a drop of the tailbone so that you maintain a bridge-like quality across the chest. It's a bridge-like quality. Lifting the heart, broadening and reaching up through the heels, or enjoy supported bridge pose, also a great pose. But the added benefit of taking the legs up to the sky is that the whole cardiovascular system now gets a break. It doesn't have to expend so much energy of pumping the blood up from the legs, the venous blood, so it can send a little extra shot to the brain. It's easier to get it here now, and it can actually help lower blood pressure because we are taking the stress and the strain out of the system. But again, with all things, practice with carefulness, mindful and careful. Steady breath, steady pose. Effortless effort. So this pose is sattvic. It is cool. It's a calming pose. So if you find that you are straining or struggling in the pose, how can you let there be less struggle? Struggle is, again, the rajasic, the hot energy. One more breath. And then as you exhale, let's bend the knees. 1 foot at a time is a little gentle on the spine. Let the feet come to the mat. You kind of counter lever it with the other one. And then before you come off your support, remember we need to restabilize the multifidi. We do that as you inhale, press the feet into the floor and squeeze the buns, squeeze the katukas. And then relax. And do that another 5 times. It's not bridge pose. You're simply engaging all the muscle around the sacrum to get them back on board. And then once you've done that 5 or 6 times, move the block out of the way. Come all the way onto your back. Hug the knees in again. Give your knees a squeeze, lift the chin to the chest, become really a tight little ball. Just squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then inhale and release into Shavasana, opening the floodgates, all these 72,000 nadis back up again. So setting up in a manner that is comfortable, truly sattvic, balanced, where there is absolutely no effort or strain. A sattvic body, let the mind become sattvic too. It can be by repeating a mantra, which can be, it's whatever sounds calming to you. It can be calm and ease as you breathe in and out. It can be so hum, the mantra that means I am. But choosing a phrase or words that are calm and soft and relaxing. so that we relax the mind with the breath. And we can let it drop away to come to rest at the heart space. Love is sattvic. Passion, not so much. They're rajasic. So is anger. But the true essence of who we are is love. Can you let go a little bit more? And to maintain that calm, balanced state of body, mind, and breath as we begin to move about. Start with the breath. Just let it deepen ever so slightly. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes. As you bend up the knees, gently rock the knees from side to side, facilitating rolling over onto your right side, unless the left is better for your body. As you come to rest on the right side, and there are many reasons given for this, the one that rings most true for me comes back to the energy. As we lay on our right side, we begin to stimulate, activate the right nostril. Pingala. That is the Rajasic side. That is the sun, the yang, the activity. So if you are practicing at night, you're going to bed, roll onto your left to keep you and ready for sleep. Keep you calm and to keep you ready for sleep. If you wake up during the night, notice if you're rolling over onto your right side, that may be what's causing the stimulants to begin to happen, stimulation. We're going to press all the way up into a comfortable seated posture. We'll bring our palms together. And we'll close with one Om, the most sattvic of all the chants. So when in doubt, chant Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. And I will.